What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy D, and are you loving all the red? Are you loving all the red? I'm loving all the red. I told you guys on my previous video or vlog that I'm trying to bring in more romance into my life. And so, red is my favorite color. Red represents love, it represents passion, it represents so many things. And we are currently in the month of love. Feb-YOU-ary, let me rephrase that. February is one of my favorite months, and it's because it represents love. I feel like there's a lot of negativity, unfortunately, that comes around that because of heartbreaks, because some people aren't where they want to be in relationships. And every time this month comes around, anybody who isn't necessarily in love or doesn't have somebody to share the love with, they feel like something's missing. And I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I felt like that before as well. And I felt like I wanted the balloons, and I wanted the happy Valentine, and I wanted to be asked to be somebody's Valentine, and I wanted somebody to celebrate me, the way that I envisioned. And honestly, I don't feel like in the past I've ever received this grand gesture on Valentine's Day. I've gotten the regular chocolates and flowers, and, that's kind of it, which that's not I'm not trying to put anybody down for that if that is what you're getting or what you've gotten in the past too. But to me, I have just felt that there had been something missing, and there has been something missing. And last year I decided to start celebrating myself and give myself those things that I've always wanted somebody else to give me, because how much longer am I going to continue to wait for somebody to celebrate me and for somebody to do the things that I want for me, right? If I'm not dating someone, or if I'm not in a relationship at the moment, then who else is going to do it for me? A couple years ago, if you've been here for some time, you know that we started celebrating Valentine's Day with all of my friends. We had it here one time, and we got takeout, and we all brought little gifts for each other, which that was great and that was fantastic. But things have changed, and though I still celebrate my friends, last year, I got them a card, and I got them a small bottle of wine and chocolates. I still like to celebrate those around me, because I still believe that February is the month of love. But it's not just romantic love, it's also platonic love, it's also friendship love, it's also family love. It's love, the love that we want, the love that we have, the love that sometimes we don't realize it's here until we lose it and it's no longer there. That love, right? We put a lot of emphasis on it just being romantic, and on someone special asking us to be their Valentine, and on someone special surprising us. But how about you surprise yourself? Today's video is actually inspired by a post that I recently saw on Instagram, and I'm going to share it with you guys because we're going to go one by one. And I thought that these were great February reminders because of, just how the world and society and marketing and just everything, I'm not that I'm marketing anything, but I definitely wanted to bring in the love in my house. And so I do decorate, I do buy myself flowers, I do all of that for me, because I do also believe that what we do for ourselves, it also gets magnified instead of magnifying what we're missing, if that makes sense. So the first reminder for February, I know we're a couple of days in, and I know for some of us, the year might have started off, maybe not on the right foot. And we have been conditioned to just think that the way the year starts is how the rest of the year is going to be. Or we have conditioned ourselves to zoom into our problems so much that we forget to zoom out and really look at the whole picture and really look at what is working out in our lives. So the first reminder is that everyone is worthy of love. The world always needs more love, so give it and celebrate it wherever you can. 100% do I agree with this. In my opinion, and from what I have gathered by just talking to different people, men and women, we all at the end of the day want to be loved. We all want someone to smile at us. And the people who lack the most love and act so aggressive and just so rude most times are also the people that need it the most. Many of us have never really been shown love, compassion, grace, and we also don't know how to show that to others. And the moment someone does something nice for us, that's them spreading their love onto us. That's them spreading their positivity and their energy and their light onto us, onto the darkness that we may be feeling. So definitely remember that even the person that can be so unkind sometimes is also worthy of love. We're all worthy of love. We don't always feel like we're worthy of it, but we are all worthy of love. So if there's one thing you can do today, be kind to somebody else, share a smile with somebody else whenever it is that you're watching this. And just remember that the same way that you want to be loved, everybody else also wants to be loved. So the best thing you can do in the world is just be a kind individual. Number 2, you don't need to be in a romantic relationship to focus on celebrating all of the love in your life. Literally just how I started this video, which we forget again because it's Valentine's Day and because partnerships and romantic relationships are so celebrated, and they should be. I will forever be a person that pours into people that I'm surrounded by and that surround me. And wherever I go, I try to share a smile. I try to share conversation. I try to, just make somebody feel seen. The day that I'm recording this, it's actually Sunday, and I just came from church. And earlier this week, I prayed to God. I was like, I feel like as much as you guys see me, I don't feel seen. I feel like I need to be seen by you, I was talking to God about this, and I'm like, I feel like I just need to know that I'm doing the right thing. I just need to know that I'm in the right path, that whatever it is that's happening in my life, even though I don't understand it, that I'm good, that I'm okay, that I'm gonna be okay. And literally throughout this week, multiple people were like, I see you. The literal words of I see you. And every time somebody told me that, I was like, wow, God, thank you, thank you. Because as the person that God was using, to tell me that he sees me, I literally felt it. And it gives me the chills even to think about this, because ask and it shall be given, right? The moment we ask God for a sign, even if it's something that we need it to be so much more direct than a chronological number or a bird passing by, when we need actual words to be told to us. And that's where I was in that moment in the week. I was like, I just need to know, I need the physical representation. I just need somebody to physically tell me that you see me. And I literally was told 3 times. And then today at church, literally the pastor was like, God sees you. I almost fainted. Okay, I didn't. I'm not going to be dramatic. But I literally just felt the love and just felt so seen and so loved by God, and just remembered and reminded myself that there's so much love around us, that we have our families, that even strangers, even when we don't have friends, even when we don't think that the people around us love us in the ways or accept us in the ways that we would want to be loved. There are strangers out there who are willing to share a smile with you. And when we really start looking at the love that surrounds us, we start to really see what God wants us to see, which is literally the light in our own darkness. Because we have been conditioned, and because sometimes it really feels pitch dark, it really feels black. There's absolutely no gray area. There's absolutely no rainbow, no flower, no nothing that can get us out of our funk. And there is God. I received that 100% throughout the whole week. And today was the last confirmation that he sees me. And the same way he sees me, he sees you. And we need to learn how to celebrate the love that surrounds us, the love that other people are trying to give us. And we don't know how to receive. A lot of us don't know how to receive because we've never been given that attention and that love. It's important for us to shift our focus into what is here and not what has left and not what is not here anymore, but what is actually here. On to the next one. Remember, what others post online is how they want love to appear, not necessarily how it actually is. Woo! Preach. Preach. I can say that I have done this. I will still do it because that is a way that I manifest, if you want to, use that term. That is the way that I call in what I want by almost living as if I'm already having it, right? And by thinking that I'm right on time, by thinking that nothing has passed me, that what is meant for me will be here at the time that it's supposed to be, that if God tells me it's not your turn yet, or it's not your time yet, that even though I don't understand the reason why, that I'm going to just go with it. Right? So many times we see a lot of couples online, we see a lot of people online who post their most precious moments, the best romantic gestures that they receive, that they get. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to experience. It's a beautiful thing to be able to be a part of. And it's also a beautiful thing to be a witness of. However, just because there was a beautiful moment that they decided to share does not mean that their whole life is perfect, that this person is never sad, that this couple never fights. Absolutely not. I myself recently posted, a couple of pictures where I look really happy. And in that moment, when I took those pictures, there was so much joy in my life because I was at the beach. The beach brings me absolutely joy. I feel like every time I'm at the beach, like whatever tears have gone down my cheeks, just like I get rejuvenated, like God just uses the beach and the breeze and the water and the sounds and just everything to completely fill me back in. So I was 100% happy in that moment. Does that mean that later on in that day, or does that mean that earlier that week I had a perfect day? No, it doesn't. I shared with you guys that I'm going through a process right now in my life, and sometimes God doesn't really tell us what's about to happen. And we just kind of have to go with the flow, and we just kind of have to make sure to, stay close to him and just continue to pray and continue to ask for guidance and continue to ask for wisdom to handle the things that we don't always know how to handle, and to continue to show love and continue to show appreciation and grace and compassion to others when they need it, because we also have needed it at some point, and we also ask God for that for ourselves. So always remember that what people post doesn't mean that that's how they live all the time. I wish for everybody who's in a relationship right now and desires to be celebrated this Valentine's Day that they are. Just because it isn't my turn does not mean that I have to think negatively or wish bad on those people that do have what I one day want. And not necessarily something exactly like how they have it, but something of my own. Something where we can say, like, my person did this for me because they knew that that was important. And again, if you're somebody who does not even care about Valentine's Day, like this is not even a big deal, like, Amy, why are you talking about this? I'm talking about it because I know that there are people like me who this is important to, and who also go through depression because of it, because they think that they're lacking in that department, because they think that love only comes in the form of a romantic partner. That's why I'm doing this, because it's important for us to know that we are a community even here, and we can either pour on love onto other people, even in the comments, or we can choose to curse them and to talk negatively about them, or to say they're too extra, they're too much. We're all different, and we all want and care for different things. And it's okay that this Valentine's Day, you don't want to have to do anything with love. That's fine. If that's where you're at right now, I respect it. Number 5, I love this one because listen to what this says. Don't judge yourself if you feel envious. What you envy shows you the kind of love you want to feel in your own relationships. I literally just said this earlier, that just because somebody else is getting what you would want and want moment does not mean that we have to wish on other people to not get it. And here's the thing, you might see this and you might see that other people are receiving the things that you would want one day, and you might feel envy towards that. And even in feeling envious, there comes shame, because why am I feeling envy? I don't want to feel envy. Like, I just want my person. I just want somebody to do these things for me. Like, why am I feeling this way? Instead of judging yourself for how you're feeling, process your feeling, accept it, and let it go. It's okay that you feel like you're lacking in that department. It's okay that you feel envious that somebody is receiving or is being asked to be their Valentine and you haven't, or you are not going to have somebody ask you to be their Valentine this year because that's not where you're at in this moment. That's fine. I literally went to go pick up these balloons today. And when I went to the Dollar Tree, I was in line and there was this guy with this little girl right in front of me. And I forgot, I asked him something because I think the line was too long, and I asked him something about the line. And then he asked me, he's like, "Do you have a Valentine?" And I was like, "No." Like, I all sad, all sad and stuff. Like, it just made me think in that moment, because I'm all happy picking up my balloons, and this man is like, "Do you have a Valentine?" And I'm like, "No." Wow, what a way to like put myself out there, or like, you know, like just be hot, humble, and transparent with you guys. But literally, so he asked that, and I was like, "No." I was like, he's like, "Oh, so what are the balloons for?" And I said, I want to decorate my house, and I just want to put them all over the house so that, you know, it can bring in more love into my life. And he was like, "Okay, I see that." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm my own Valentine," right? Like, and I think when I said that, you know, and he kind of was like, "Okay, I see you," you know. And then when I said that, I think I answered that out of embarrassment for not having someone right now, you know, and because my defense mechanism was to say, well, I got myself, like, I don't need anybody, right? And I didn't give him an attitude when I said it or anything like that. But after I said it, it like sat on my noggin and I was like, what were you trying to defend yourself from? You know, I started to question myself and try to figure out why I answered that way. When the first answer was okay, I didn't need to say, well, I'm my own Valentine. Like, why did I say that? And of course, like, you know, I take my own inventory, and when I'm alone, I'm the most accountable person ever. Like, I am so accountable to myself because I refuse to be a victim in anybody's story or even my own. Like, I refuse to put myself in the victim role. And don't get me wrong, like, I will get on my knees and pray and ask God, why are certain things happening to me? Because I don't understand them. But even in the prayers, like, I don't feel like I'm being a victim. Like, I feel like in those moments, I'm just truly surrendering to God and just saying, like, this is out of my control. Whatever is happening in my life right now, I have no idea why. I don't know what's going to come from it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how tomorrow's going to look like, but I just know that I cannot do this on my own. Like, I need you and I need your help, right? So Anyways, I wasn't even going to share that. I wasn't even going to share that Dollar Tree thing with you guys, but like it just came out, and I know you guys like for me to tell you, just specific things about my own experiences. How that closed up, I ended up getting my balloons, and the little girl that was with him, her name was Iris, and I only got her name because I wanted to gift her one of the balloons. And I had heard a conversation that they were talking, and he had just told her, they were paying in front of me, and he had just told her, I think she had asked for a balloon, and he told her basically that she had already spent her allowance. So she was going to have to wait for next week, right? When I heard that, it just like gave me the urge to want to give her one of my balloons. Cause I mean, it's $1.50. I know that maybe he was trying to teach her something, so he wasn't going to get it for her, but I could give a little girl a balloon, and make her day. We get to there, and, they were paying in front of me. So he's getting his stuff, and I'm like, can I gift her a balloon? I asked him first because I wanted to make sure I wasn't breaking any boundaries between maybe what he was trying to teach her or not. And, he was like, yeah, of course. And I said, what's her name? And he said, her name's Iris. So Iris was already about to walk out. And I said, Iris. And she turns around and she says, she looks. And I said, I got you a balloon. Happy Valentine's Day. And she received it with the most beautiful smile ever. And she was like, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. And they just went on their most beautiful way ever. You can say in that moment, God used me to be an angel in her life and give her something that she wanted. When people say there's more joy in giving than receiving, me as the giver, like I just felt so much love and joy in my heart for being able to fulfill something for this stranger little girl who I had no idea who she was. But God knew I was going to be at that Dollar Tree. Like I don't ever go to that Dollar Tree because I don't even be around that area. But God knew that I was going to see this girl and that I was going to meet her and that I was going to gift her this balloon and that she was going to leave and that she was going to get happy and her Valentine's month and her love month was going to be made. That's how simple making somebody's day is. That's how simple bringing a smile to somebody's face is. That's how simple being kind is, literally. And you don't have to give somebody anything, but sometimes even conversation, like you have no idea. Last week when I went to church, I needed a hug so bad. Like y'all, like I needed a hug. Ever seen someone out in the street or like just anywhere where you're at and they're like, you can tell that they've been through something? That's how I felt. I didn't look, because I'm really good at pretending that I'm great and that I'm okay and that nothing is happening. I'm just really good at that, right? But right before we were about to sit at church, the pastor says, like, say hello to your neighbors, say hello to at least 3 people that you didn't come with, right? Like if you came with anybody, say hello to 3 people you didn't come with. Well, this older lady has sat right next to me. And she looks at me and she was little. I'm 5'11". She was about like 5'1", 5'2". She literally extends her hands and I just had to come and hug her. I needed the hug, right? But she's the one that extended her hands. How does she know that I needed a hug? She didn't. But maybe in that moment, that's what she had to give because that is just what God called her to do. The point is, it's really easy for us to share love and be kind. And it's also really easy for us to judge ourselves for our feelings. It's okay when we don't feel our best. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay that there are times when we judge our situation, when we judge other situations, and when even when we judge our own feelings. It's okay that we do that. But it's a feeling. Don't let the feeling come down to your heart, because when it comes down to your heart, then we act on it. And that's not a good thing. Let the feeling be there, feel it, and let it go. Before we move on to the next one, I have something that was recently gifted to me by Rose Forever. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. This is not the first time that I've talked to you guys about Rose Forever, but I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about it since we are in Love Month and Valentine's Day is just around the corner. If you have not found something to gift yourself and you want something that lasts forever, I feel like this is the perfect gift. The 2 other bouquets that I have gotten from Rose Forever are still very much intact, and they're still in really nice places in my home where I see them every day and they remind me of my self-love. And this year, when they reached out, I wanted to get red roses. And I told you guys and I share with you guys why the red, which is romance and love and, just what I'm trying to bring in my life. And I felt like this heart-shaped crystal box was the perfect one to get. It comes with a little drawer here that I absolutely fell in love with because you best believe these are going to go in my room. And I'm going to be using it also as a little storage. But if you have never heard of Rose Forever is a company based in New York. They have and sell forever flowers that will literally last up to a year. I can say from experience that mine have lasted past a year. This is the perfect gift for anybody who you love, for your mother, for yourself, for your forever lover, forever person. If you're a man and you're watching, this is the perfect gift for your girlfriend, for your wife, like whomever, right? They have a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different designs. I have myself gotten the black dome with ivory flowers, and I have also gotten the light pink suede with light pink flowers. So beautiful. I feel, in my opinion, that this is one of the best gifts that you can give somebody as a representation of your love. So for all of you loyal people here who want to make somebody feel special or want to make yourselves feel special on this month of love or on this Valentine's Day, Rose Forever and I are going to be giving you $40 off of your bouquet or off of your order using the code Amy40. And also, they have also added a free shipping code for any of you guys who come from this channel so that you don't pay for shipping. Don't nobody want to pay for shipping? The code you have to use for the free shipping is influencer. I don't know about you guys, but free shipping always gets me. Back to the program. I feel legit when I said that. Let's move on to the next one. Not all love is easily defined, and how a relationship makes you feel is much more important than any label you give it. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about this because, man, are there so many of us who love and are in love with individuals that we don't even talk to. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? But it's true. Sometimes, for whatever reason, a relationship doesn't go your way. A relationship doesn't work the way that you want it to. And that doesn't mean that you stop loving people. And that doesn't mean that you hate them. And that also doesn't mean that you wish them bad. Many times we make mistakes and we're dishonest and we betray others. And that breaks people and that breaks relationships. And there's a lot of hurt that goes in that. But let me tell you, as somebody who has been hurt in the past and who has also hurt other individuals, there's absolutely zero hate. Never have I ever wished any of the people I have met or I have been with any negativity or anything bad to happen to them. Because I will be the first to tell you that if I've ever loved you, my love is so pure and my love is so unconditional that when I give it without expecting anything in return. And what I mean by that, it's literally what this says. I can love you even if we're not in a romantic relationship. I can love you even if we're not friends anymore. I can love you even if you hurt me, or even if you have hurt me in the past, and I would want to be forgiven, and I would want compassion to be shown to me, I'm also deciding to do that with you. Now, I will say that doesn't mean you reconnect with people who have abused you in any way. I will be the first to tell you that. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. You cannot heal what you don't reveal. If there is something going on in your life right now with you, in your family overall, things that come from generations before, if somebody in that cycle doesn't stop it from happening, unfortunately, it continues generation to generation. And I speak of this so profoundly because it's happened in my family line, and a lot of you guys know about it, and maybe some of you guys who are new may not know, but there have been things in my family line that I decided that they are no longer going to happen after it happened to me. That I refuse for anything and any of my generations to come to go through the things that I went through. But it takes courage to be here. It takes courage to heal the deepest wounds that we have. Why does it take courage? Because when we say, I want to heal, or when we say, I want to take a step toward healing, that doesn't mean you stop suffering. That doesn't mean you stop hurting. That doesn't mean things that have happened in the past that have hurt you so much aren't going to come up and face you once again. So guess what? It's okay that I no longer talk to this person. I can still love them from afar, and I can still forgive them, and I can still choose myself and step away from a situation that's not serving me in this moment. Because I love me above all. I can love you so much, and my love can be so unconditional, and I can see no wrong and show you compassion and show you forgiveness and show you all the love that I have. But you better remember that that same love that I'm showing you, I'm going to show myself. And if I have to step away from a situation that's not serving me, I will do that for me. Because as much as I love you, I still love me first. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't find that selfish at all. So just remember that how something makes you feel is way more important than any label you can put on it. I think many times, I've experienced this myself, where I get to know somebody and I have so many feelings, literally like within those first months. And it's feelings I haven't even felt before, or feelings I've never experienced with someone in years, right? Like, I'm sure you guys have heard, like, you can be with somebody for years and not have felt that fire and not have felt, that love. And then you meet somebody and in a matter of 3 months, like, you just want to be everything and do everything for them and marry them and just have a family because this is just so great, right? Time doesn't exist in love. Labels, even though they're important, up until certain stages, because I'm not telling you guys to stay in a situationship and keep messing around with someone when they're not taking you seriously either. But time doesn't define love. Always remember that. Okay, moving on to the next one, because if not, this is going to be super long. And I love that you guys are loving the longer videos. I am loving making them. I feel like I have so much to share all the time. And especially today, I just felt like I was completely poured on or into by God this morning, that I just feel like I just have so much to share. Here's an important one. If you feel unloved, focus on loving yourself. But don't feel bad if you struggle with self-love. It's hard work. Baby, self-love is hard work. Putting yourself first is hard work. Choosing you over that person that you want to so desperately call, that you want to so desperately show up at their house in, over that person that you just want to hug and kiss and want attention and just want to fix sometimes and just want them to be okay. Love you, fix you. Heal you. Look for those that love you, and God loves you, of course. I will always tell you guys that. But if you feel unloved or you feel unworthy of love, focus on yourself. Focus on loving yourself and shift your unworthiness and your unlovableness. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it up. To it's okay that I feel unloved in this moment. I'm going to do this nice thing for myself and see how that makes me feel. And that one thing might not change the whole entire day, but it will have a little miracle in that moment. And next time you want to do something nice for yourself, you do another thing that's nice for yourself. And that little thing, it's also going to change the shift in your mindset. It's little by little, step by step. I didn't realize it, but that was the last one. Before we end this, I want to leave you guys with the February to-do list, which is not going to be hard, I promise you. But I do want to leave you guys with something to do because I'm a to-do list type of person. I was recently telling my therapist this. I feel like if I have something to do, I feel like I'm actually working towards something and getting out of whatever funk I'm in. But if I don't have anything to do, then I just feel like my time is being wasted and I'm not doing anything to fix my situation or to get out of the scarcity mindset that I have in this department. Here's a few things. Take whichever one resonates with you the most. Love yourself. Look for beauty. Create more love. You can literally create more love. I've just created so much love. I feel very loving in this house right now. Rest and recharge. That's one of the most important things. We forget, especially those of us that feel our feelings so deeply. That takes up a lot of our energy. Thinking so much takes up a lot of our energy. Don't forget to rest and recharge. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. When you go to sleep, it's when you're able to do that. Embrace differences. Write your feelings. I love journaling. Celebrate friendship. And you can celebrate friendship in multiple ways. It doesn't always have to be with an actual friend, but you can have family members who are actually like friends in your life. You have coworkers who are actually like friends in your life. And something that I'm going to be working towards is finding new friendships, because I do believe that whatever season you're in this moment, you attract where you're at, but sometimes you want to be somewhere else. And in order to get there, you have to learn how other people have also done certain things and how they live. And I am taking an oath. I am deciding to put myself out there so that I can look and find other friends. Wish on the stars. Literally, I know it's childlike, but when was the last time you went outside and literally looked up at the stars? And whether you talked to God or just wanted to talk to the moon, the stars, the sun, literally just looked up and wished upon a star. Whatever that wish is. God, bring me my husband. Whatever. I'm serious. It could just be whatever you want it to be. Release the past. Yesterday is already gone. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. All we can do is focus in this precious moment and give all our energy to what's coming ahead. But take the time to be grateful for this precise moment right now. Even if you're here watching this with me, or you have me in the background listening to me while you're doing something else, whatever it is that you're doing, just stop for a second and really be grateful for this moment. Affirm your truth and prepare for change. Change is scary, but change is inevitable. It's going to happen whether you like it or whether you don't. And as great as things can be sometimes, and as bad as things can be sometimes, everything comes to an end. The cycle of life, it starts and it ends. And just like seasons, and just like right now it's winter and it's raining here in LA and there's a storm coming, many of us feel like in our lives there's a storm. In our hearts there's a storm. That it's just raining and it's pouring and we're drowning and we can't even come afloat. But baby, let me tell you, on top of those dark clouds, there is sunlight. the storm is also going to pass. The storm isn't going to last forever. And the promise that God has made you is also going to come to pass. And what you want most in your life, whatever that is, because we all have different wishes and we all ask God for different things, whatever that is, you just have to ask him for it. It may not come in your time. And I think that's the hardest thing that we have trouble with, that sometimes we want it now. We want it now. I want it now. I want it now. He'll take care of it when it's supposed to be taken care of, because you may not even be ready to receive it. Sometimes we ask God for certain things that we don't even realize we're not ready for. And then we have them and then we lose them because we realize that we weren't ready for what we had asked for. And then you have a choice. Then you have a choice. And that is the most important thing that you will ever have. I either give up or I race to the occasion. And I do what I have to do to get what it is that I want. Mic drop. Mic drop. I feel like I said everything I needed to say. Just kidding, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I 100% love you. And I want you guys to find happiness. I want you guys to find the light in your days that seem so dark, because I'm also trying to do that. And many times you guys see me and you think I'm always happy and you think I'm always positive and you think I have a great life, and you fail to know everything I have been through, even the things that I've never shared on here. Anytime you see somebody trying to be more positive and just trying to be a light in other people's lives, is because the dark that they have seen has been absolutely dark, that the only choice they have is to shift their focus and look at the light. My life hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been flowers and rainbows and butterflies. I've been through a lot of things just like you guys have. And I think the difference that has made the most in my life has been my faith. And even when that has been shaken a little bit, because there are times when I'm upset and there are times when I'm like, well, why not yet? Why not? I've done everything right. What am I missing? What more are you trying to teach me? What more am I supposed to do? Even in those moments, I still show up. Even in those moments. And I've had days where, let me tell you, before I close this really quick, your bosses might not be happy with me about this, but I will be the first to tell you that it's okay to take a day off for your mental health. It's okay. Your mental health comes first. And I know you have bills, and I know you have things, and I know you have the whole world coming down on you. I understand that. But there's absolutely nothing you can do unless you take care of you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do unless you focus on healing your mental health, because our brain is just like any other organ in our bodies that needs our assistance. I don't know, y'all. I didn't mean to preach. Like, that was not my intention for this episode. But you know what? The Holy Spirit touched me this morning, and I just felt like, and I feel, because even within me, there is so much need. There's so much need for us to be loved. There's so much need for us to be seen. And the same needs that some of you guys have, I also have. And the same things that, you know, we may not be going through the same situations or the same things in this moment, but we all want to be loved and we all want to be seen. Those are the two things that we all want. So if there's something you can do differently today for yourself and for somebody else, is be kind, be compassionate, be gentle. Even that person that's upset in traffic is going through something. We're literally all going through something at the same time. And some of us are losing people because there's nobody fighting for them. So really reflect on that. And if you are somebody on the other side who feels like you're losing yourself because you don't feel like nobody cares, or you feel like everything is so weighted down and you can't do anything about it, look up. Look up and just surrender. And literally just tell God, I can't do this anymore. I give this to you because I cannot take control of what's happening here. And I promise you, if you start to shift your focus and you just surrender, something's going to change in your life. I love you guys. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week, that you have a fantastic rest of your day, that whenever it is that you're watching this, that you remember that you are important, that you are loved, that you have people that love you. And honestly, if you have the time, you can take 1 minute out of your day while you're watching this to praise someone or to say something nice in the comments for somebody else to read. I know most people love going in the comments and just reading what others have to say. If you have something nice to share, please share it. The comments are absolutely open for all of you guys to say as much as you would like to share. And I think the world just needs more positivity right now. And we just all as a community need to show up for each other in different ways. You may not know me. I may not know you personally. But let me tell you, every single one of you guys who comes up to me when you see me out in the street, I appreciate it. Every single one of you guys who continues to comment here and to like and to tell me things on Instagram, on TikTok. Like, even though I may not know you personally, I see you. I see your comments. And I see the same names that keep coming up. And I see you. And I know who you are. And I thank you for what you're doing in my life and for what you're doing in the life of those around you. Because if there's one thing we can do, is start by the people that we have around us. With that being said, I'm going to leave it here because I can literally talk for hours. I love you guys. I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. I send you guys a hug. Oh, how much I love hugs. I send you guys so many big hugs. I love you. And until the next one.